Good morning, YouTubes. How is everybody today on this cold and crisp day in winter in the UK, coming towards January? And yes, we're out on the RS. I'm hoping that the camera angle is alright because one of the GoPro mounts broke, so I had to put a longer one on, so I sort of guessed the position. But I'm testing the mud flap today, the trusty mud flap. Look at that. Oh, and I gave the downpipes a quick wipe over before I left to see if that works. And I'm also, let's just plug myself in and get fired up. I'm also testing a new app. Let's just get there. Yeah, trusty rusty first kick, thing of beauty. Oh, look at it. Yeah, new app. Excuse me. Let's just move the mic a little bit, shall we? Click the old lid down. Yeah, testing a new app today. Oh, that went well, didn't it? See, I keep real-time stuff in. None of this anything to make myself look good. Yeah, new app, REVER, R-E-V-E-R. Never used it, so let's see how it works. But the main reason for today's video is just to say a big, and when I say big I mean huge, thank you to everybody that subscribed to this channel. I now have just a little over 500 subscribers. It did tick over a few days ago, but I've been at work, so it's the first chance I've had to get out and about on the bike to do a little video. I was going to do one in the workshop, but you know, this channel is all about riding and stuff like that, so I thought let's do a riding video. So yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much if you subscribed. It means a lot because this is just a silly little channel with an old duffer waffling and chucking a spanner on a few bikes. So it's nice to know that there are some other like-minded old duffers, and you are all old duffers, or the majority of you are, because YouTube sends you these analytics stuff. I think about once a month, I think, and it has a breakdown of who the viewers are, and most of you fall into that category of it's like 50 to 60 something, I think it is. So welcome to that club, if you remember that. I certainly am. And I think about 50% of you guys are from the UK and about 25% from America that view this utter rubbish. So if you're from the States, chuck a little comment in and say where you're from, because I do love America. It is the country that sort of has, if you forget the politics, has a bit of everything riding wise. You know, you've got Alaska to, you know, sort of, well, New Mexico, I guess. Can't really count Hawaii because you can't really ride to Hawaii, but it's got a bit of everything, and I quite like that. It's on my bucket list to do a proper road trip around the States. Get out there, hire a bike, because I don't think these days it's cost effective to transport a bike to the States anymore. I think prices have gone a bit stupid. But yeah, hire a bike and maybe do a decent road trip. So that'll be one day, like a lot of other things that we always say will be one day. But yeah, and again, quite a lot of people that watch this don't subscribe, probably because it's rubbish. But if you're one of those people that doesn't subscribe, just hit the button and let's see how many people we can get. Not for any reason other than I quite like the idea of people watching this rubbish. Where are we going now? We are going straight to these little S-bends. Now in the summer, these little S-bends, although they're bumpy, you can sting a bike through these, but not this time of year. Way too slippery. Even though I have the old Metzler ME22s, I think they are. They're decent tyres, and in the summer they're absolutely spot on. But this time of year, when the temperature is single digits, and the roads are cold and damp, nothing is going to really work slinging it round on the road. So we just have to roll it off and take it a bit steady, a bit like I'm doing for this bin wagon. See where he's going, just in case he chucks it into first gear and launches out somewhere. You never know, do you? Got to play it safe. Trick, play it safe trick, or is it play it cool? You know what I'm talking about. My usual waffle. So let's see how REVER does. I uploaded it this morning because I used to use TomTom Go Ride, because if you've watched this drivel you'll know, and I love that app, and they stopped supporting it and it basically fell off the interweb thing in I think September. Hasn't worked since September, which was a real shame because it was nice to use. It did everything that I wanted. You could play round trips on it. Now you don't seem to be able to play round trips on this, but I basically just hit a few dots on the map. You know, you can hit stop, next stop, next stop sort of thing, and it will give you a route. So not a huge route, I think it's about 45 miles, 50 miles, something like that. Olins. So I've got 40 miles to go. Now I don't know what the 26-27 minutes part is, whether that's to the next turn. I think it probably is, because obviously it is a bit longer than that on this route. It's going to take me a few minutes longer than 27 minutes. You know, it's going to take over an hour. But I do have my heated kit on, so I can bang a bit of warmth on. It does get chilly. In fact, you know what? Let's stick a bit of heat on the gloves, shall we? Let's go for a medium. No, very close. And let's go for what's that turned off? Have I come unplugged? It might be that the I've not ridden the RS for a little while, so the bars not ideal, is it? Yeah, right, why is that not working? It might well be because the battery on the RS is completely flat, because it was flat this morning. This is mucky, isn't it? Let's turn the lights off, or let's turn the headlight off, shall we? Let's try that again. Let's run it for a little while, just the side light on. Gives me a bit of light. But yeah, going back to my thanks, it does mean a lot, because this channel isn't for likes or subscriptions, even though a couple of times I have posted a quick, you know, like, subscribe over the top of the thumbnail. It is purely for a bit of fun, and for people that appreciate this sort of stuff, just to watch, you know, whether there's a bit crap and you're not riding, you can watch someone else riding. But I thought I would combine that with a little test of this app. Now I did start it when I left home and the screen went off. Oh, like it's just done, look at that, perfect timing. So the screen is timed out and then it switches off, and obviously I haven't got reactive gloves, so it might be that I have to work out a way of keeping the screen lit while the app is on, because yeah, look, it's turned itself off completely now. That's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Right, I didn't see, I wasn't paying attention to see how far the next turn was, so I'm going to find somewhere suitable to pull over. I'll have a quick play with the settings, see how we can work out. Here you go, this will do, won't it? Yeah, we're off the road here. I won't go in the mud and shite, but this will do. Right. Let's have a play with the settings, and I will be back in just a minute. We're back. Right, so what I've done is I've changed some settings in the app. Went onto the old app manager on my phone and allowed a couple of permissions, but there wasn't one for screen on all the time. At least I couldn't find one, either in the app or the settings on the phone. So I've had a play, because obviously if it times out for the screen, then that's no good for anybody. Now the caveat to that is it may just be I've not set it up correctly. If that is the case, when I get home, if it still doesn't work now, I'll do a little bit of research, I'll have a bit of a play, and I'll add that into the description to say that it was user error, which let's face it, wouldn't be unlikely, would it? But going back to, yeah, I know I'm digressing on it, I'm going all over the place. Yeah, 500 subscribers, or just over 500, so thank you very much, it really is appreciated. So what I might do is I might just pop the camera off for a little while, enjoy the ride, enjoy the weather. Now I've got a bit of heated kit on and it seems to be working. I think one of my leads was a bit waffly. I disconnected one of the little connection leads, the little patch leads that you get with key stuff, and I gave that a wobble while it was plugged in, and it seemed to have a break in it, so I've taken that one out. The cable's a bit short, so all I do is adjust it at the bottom length of the battery when I get home. But I'm going to go for a ride now, enjoy this weather. I will update you when we see what the app does, because I think it was probably about 10 minutes or so. I think my screen time is set to 10 minutes. So you will find out in a few seconds whether, here we go down here, whether this worked or not. Because this could be, it does seem a nice little app. This could be my new app, you know, my new go-to app, but again, you have got to pay for it. And I know Calimoto seems to be the one that everyone goes for, but you can't have a free version of Calimoto. That's a big bugger, isn't it? Yeah, you can't have a free version of Calimoto anymore, because I think I probably registered on it previously, so it won't let me. But hey ho. Right, back in a bit, and let's see how we get on with these new settings, and if the map stays live while we're riding, because it'd be quite nice if it does, because then we do have another option, don't we? Right, back in a sec, peeps. Well, the news is, as you can probably see, the settings that I've changed haven't made a difference, which is a bit of a pain in the bloody arse, to be honest. What is the setting that I need to do? It is frustrating, because and I've got a feeling I did put a route towards Tenterden, so I might have to pull over here. Let's find somewhere. Is that a little parking lay bar up there? Yeah, sort of is, isn't it? It says parking. Slide on the end here. These are probably workmen's cars, I guess. Let's drop it back a little bit. Right, well, let's have another play, and if that doesn't work, then I think I'm going to have to go back to another app, which is a shame. Yeah, that is a shame. But you can see it works in two different planes as well, by the way, but I think, I normally have my map in that way, so it does tend to give you a better view, because I think that way probably won't work. What do we think? Can you see that? I think that is better than that, but either way, neither of them are really fucking good if it doesn't work. So is it telling me to turn around? Don't know. You could do with a bit of... No, I'm going the right way. Right, let's have another play. I'll be back in a sec. User error. Press that button there, press the map button, press the setting button, disable screen lock. Yep, user error. So, no, I don't want to exit. Cancel that. Let's go back to that. Right, I'm going to chuck it back in and let's start riding. Now, while I was messing around with stuff, I've obviously, if you can see that, hit somewhere over towards China. And I did wonder why it said 4 days 18 hours. I'm thinking, yeah, that's not quite right. So let's see if I can exit that, and then if I do resume, no, finish, cancel. I don't want to save this ride. Can I go back there? Right, I'm going to have a play with this and work out what's going on, because obviously that's a bit of a pain in the arse, because at no point did I recall hitting somewhere in China and then pressing navigate there. So let's pull this out the cover and let's have another go, see if we can work out what is going on, because I definitely do not want to be going to China. Finish, save ride. There's not enough data to save. Okay, cancel. Right, let me have a play with this, people. I'll be right back. Rather frustratingly, it seems to be stuck. I've tried shutting the app, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't want to know. So every time I try and finish the ride and save it, it says not enough data. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go for a bit of a ride so that there is enough data, and then finish the and then close it. See if we can work out that. Now, I know some of this might be operator error, but I have used quite a lot of apps in the past, and although I might come across it, I'd like to think I'm not a complete and utter idiot when it comes to navigation apps. Excuse me. So I can't work out why it won't let me do that, and I can't find a delete button to get rid of this ride. So let's go ride. I'm going to head down towards Rye. Nice little XKR, look at that. I'll take little, they're not really little, are they? Right, I'm going to go down towards Rye, and again, it doesn't seem to be tracking me, does it? I might have to see if I can find a way to force stop the app and see if that does a reset, because at the moment it's a bit of a pain. And obviously, if you're, you know, out riding, you don't want to be sat faffing around trying to work out why that's not doing what it should do. And as I say, trying to navigate me to somewhere in China is absolutely bizarre, because if you think how far you've got to scroll and map out to travel a few thousand miles, that's an awful long way. Actually, you can spin it around and we'll go the other way, don't I? Just chuck an indicator on. While we're here, let's see if this will now work. Finish, save ride, error, please select a vehicle. I haven't got a fucking vehicle set up. Oh my life. Right. It's getting well today, isn't it? Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is, got a bit bumpy there, is just do a complete restart on that. So I'm going to find somewhere to pull over and see if I can do a forced stop on the app and see if that sorts it out, because obviously it's no use as it is there, which is a bit frustrating really, because I don't know what I did. And if you're plotting a route and it's absolutely pissing down with rain, the last thing you want to be doing is sat somewhere trying to work out why the app isn't playing ball and why it's not responding, and why obviously you need to put a vehicle into your garage. So I will try and do that now, and let's see if that fixes it. But again, it's not ideal. You're out riding, you just want to be riding, you do not want to be messing around. Now you might hear me in a few seconds go, yeah, complete operator error. You might find me going, I'm still a bit frustrated with this. So here, put my glove up there. Last thing you want to do is it blowing off into a puddle. I've done that before. I might add that as a story another time. It keeps auto pausing. Save ride, select a vehicle. I haven't got a vehicle set up. Oh, here we go. Can I do normal motorcycle? Oh, what are we? Let's go traditional, shall we? Paved route, save ride. Right, okay. How do I delete that now? Nice ride, submit for discovery. Jeez. Right then. I did have a ride earlier that I planned. Have I lost that? I'll come back to this in a minute, because obviously you don't want to see me pressing buttons and waffling while I'm trying to work out where it is. But let me see if I can find my previous ride. Obviously most apps have a history, so you can just press a button and it will take you back there. So let me start pressing a few things, see what we come back with. I'm trying to replot a route. Now obviously I don't know if you can see that, but that's where I am, and I plotted it down to Rye, which is fine. Now I put the second route in there. Now what on earth is it trying to do? Okay, all I do is go from 1 to 2, and it's trying to take me, I don't know if you can see that, back along that way, turn left, up all the way around to number 2. So let's try and add a stop. Let's try and add one literally just along the road. Okay, that's better. Right, add a stop. I'm wondering if you've got a really do it in small steps. Where should we go? Yeah, let's go up towards Woodchurch. I don't know where that route is. Select. I'm hoping, hopefully you can see this. Right, yeah, that's still okay. Add stop. So where are we? Right. Okay, it's done that. Why has it done that? See, it's gone from 4 to 5, so it's gone all the way into Tenterden and back, rather than just going up there. Why? That's a twisty road. I know that road. So let's stop that again. It's a bit. This is potentially frustrating. I'll come back to you because you're going to get bored watching this. Let's see if we can work out a route. But I think you can probably already see the issues that I'm having with it. Trying to plot what should be fairly straightforward, because it just doesn't seem to be playing ball. Okay, number 4, we want to delete that really, don't we? Or can we? I wonder if we can adjust that, because that obviously wasn't the right place on the map. Right, back in a sec. We're back. Right, took me a couple of minutes, but basically I plotted a route by not going too far with each waypoint, so it didn't do anything stupid and try and send me all over the place, and that seems to have worked. Now I think that's probably ideal if you're sat at home and you're having a play with it, sat on the sofa, then you press go, which is what I did earlier, and it worked okay. But obviously the issue then comes if it decides to send you to China. Now that could have been a one-off, but obviously the first time using it doesn't seem great. But I have now pre-plotted a route, and let's see how we get on. I went by follow the route rather than turn-by-turn navigation, so we've lost, if you see, there was a banner at the top which gave you the road name. We've lost that now, and I actually quite like that, so I might try and get that back, but I don't really want to stop and try to find out how we do that, because I'll probably lose this route again. And I don't know why it doesn't save the last route, why you have to manually save it. So a bit of a frustration there. But let's carry on and we'll see what happens. But even though the app isn't 100%, I'm out riding the RS. Oh, lovely, look at this. 55 mile an hour, almost. 5,250 RPM. Purring away like a thing of beauty. Oh, lovely. It's just nice to get out. Last time I rode was on the dirt bike, which was probably about a week ago. Might have even been 10 days ago. Which is quite a long time for me to not ride a bike, because I do ride a bike. Well, normally on a weekly basis. I'm out somewhere every day, every week of the year. When I used to ride for a living, as most of you know, so I was out every single day, doing an awful lot of miles a year. So I suppose it becomes a bit of a habit to get out and do some riding. It's my little mental health motorbike. Right then, welcome to East Sussex. I'll catch you soon. Obviously you got the speed there, it says it's a 60 limit. As you can clearly see, it's a 40 limit. Now I don't know how long that's been enforced for, but obviously this map hasn't updated, so that is something else to be aware of with the smaller apps. Is I don't think they update as often. I can't see a report button, on Google or whatever. You've got a button to report roadworks and stuff. Can't see one on here, so that's something else to think about. The 4 minutes seems like a countdown to the next waypoint. Obviously 3 minutes now, and the 22 miles at the bottom is the destination mileage with the destination time. So let's crack on to Rye. We are literally about to enter Rye. We get to some houses just up here. We go into I think it's a 30 limit. Let's roll off, drop down, find a gear. There you go, 30. So that works. It is obviously, if stuff is fairly recent, then it doesn't know. But I'm sure it's been a 40 for a little while now, a few months. I could be wrong. But yeah, something to bear in mind when you're using these smaller, lesser known apps, I guess. Doesn't mean you can't use them, because obviously you should be paying attention to the road at all times, blah blah blah. But just in case. Right. Should we do a coffee stop? Do I need a cup of coffee? Or will I need a wee straight after? Oh, it's that balancing act, isn't it? On a cold winter's day. Oh look, nice bit of water. That's quite handy. Ha ha! The mud flap's working beautifully. Right, happy days. Back in a bit. Now the app is taking me for a little loop of Rye, and that's because I did think at first of all, why is it doing that? But that is purely because of where I put the waypoint, so it will take me out the route I've come. Now this is Rye, this is the area that the bikes always congregate. There's no parking at the moment, so here we go, a couple of Beamers over there. Jess Fanboys just down there, nice little cafe. This is where the bikes always used to park, in that car park there, but that's closed off because they've been doing some work for a long time. Cap on the quay, very nice, and the Strand Fish and Chip Shop, big car park behind it, which is access there, cracking fish and chips. So that's the highlights of Rye. And in the summer, as I say, you get a lot of bikes down here. It is a bit of a destination, and the locals at times do get the hump, which you can probably understand because there are quite a few people with, you know, the old noisy pipes and what have you, which, you know, if you live in a sleepy little seaside town, that's a nice boat, wasn't it? Would probably start to wear a little bit thin if they're acting like twats. But there we go, let's go through the town centre. That's what it's telling us to do, isn't it? So you can understand why people complain. And I do have, obviously this is quite nice and quiet, but I do have noisy motorcycles. I'm not going to pretend that I don't. But there is a time and a place for giving it the beans, and obviously Rye isn't one of them. But I will keep the camera rolling because we've got the old castle, gatehouse, whatever it is, just up here, and a bit of the old town wall there. For those American viewers that do watch this rubbish to see what gate cross over there, you've been waiting a while, I'm guessing. Is he going to stay there? He's going to stay there. Fair enough. So yeah, Rye, well known for, here we go, there's the gate if you get a view of that, well known for smuggling and all that sort of stuff back in the old days. Right, out on the 268 towards sort of Tenterden way, I guess. And let's see where this takes us. Now, you might have noticed, if you're eagle-eyed, that the directions have reappeared. Now I didn't do anything to that, they've just reappeared, which I quite like because I was going to try and find them, because it's nice to have a distance to your next turning or whatever you're doing. So we'll leave that running. Oh, power! Right, back in a bit. 10,999. We're going to tick over 11,000 miles on the old trusty rusty. I really should start calling it the trusty less rusty now that I've done all this work on him. Yep, 10,999. Can you believe 11,000 miles? I thought it was 7,000 something. Here we go. Let's roll off. Let's get the speedo needle out of the way. Can you see that? 11,000 miles. Oh, lovely. And let's hope for many, many more. Mind the hedge cutter. Right, little test here, because obviously the waypoint that was put in here is off the route, turn around and come back again. So I'm going to see if I skip the waypoint and see what it does, because you can see it's just there, and it would have taken us back this way and straight across, as you can see there. So let's see what it does. Now it might automatically try and turn me around, it might hopefully take me to the next waypoint, and it has. Right, nice. Okay, I like that. That makes life a lot easier, because you haven't got to take your gloves off, press skip waypoint or anything like that. So that is a thumbs up. I like that. Now I've done another, I don't know, 10-15 miles. Oh, the speed does if you're overspeeding, if you're speeding, as we just obviously entered the 30 there, a little bit above, it does flash up. So obviously it flashed up what we do. So we were slowing down 36 or whatever. I know it's probably a bit delayed because obviously I was doing 30 when we entered it. But it does come up and tell you that you're overspeeding, which is a nice touch, because you know sometimes we are looking about at other stuff. Right, 30 into a 40, into a 40. Alright, it's working. Now I've done a few more miles, I'm going to give a bit of a summing up, I guess, while we're on the little lanes. So the REVER app, obviously this was a first time use, because I would much rather load up an app and set a route, bit of a hole there, set a route and go and ride it, than play with it and work out how it works, because it's nice to see how simple something is for its first use when someone like me is simple. So I've got to say, obviously downloading it's easy. You get 14-day free trial, and then it was like $26.99 or something, which is cheaper than Kalimoto. The routing, it's a bit quirky. Obviously if you give too much distance between waypoints, occasionally it will try and give a funny route. Now I've had that with other apps, and I've had that with Kalimoto, so I'm not going to mark it down on that. You just have to remember to make sure your waypoints aren't too far apart if there are numerous routes that can be taken, because I have set it to twisty, and obviously if it thinks that route is twistier, even though it's a bit longer, I guess that's what it's going to do. It's going to take you there. Screen timeout, that was my user error. It is in the settings to switch that off. Now I would much rather an app based for motorcycle use, or although this isn't a motorcycle specific, you can select motorcycle. Oh, we're turning here. Ah, oh, bit of an emergency stop. Unsuitable for motor vehicles. Ah, okay. Right, we might have found a bugbear in this. It is a paved road, but it's not much of a paved road, is it? So let's see where it goes. You're not going to take your nice clean bike down here. Oh, yeah, no. But it is a paved road, and it is on the map as a paved road. The app can't possibly know that it is covered in shite. So I will be taking it nice and steady down here, because this is taking us between two routes. So yeah, again, I'm not going to mark it down for this route, because this is a paved road. It is a road on the map. The fact that it's covered in crap isn't the fault of the app. Now we've got a dog walker here. Let's stay over this side. Oh, and it is very rutted and potholed as well. So let's just get past her. Is it a her? Is it a him? I don't know. Well, she smiled, he smiled, they smiled. There you go, they. Yeah, so yeah, again, yeah, this is what it is, isn't it? I'm sure Google has taken us all down some funny little routes at times when it cuts off lanes between corners. The fact that it misses the waypoint, as you've seen just now, I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice touch. I wonder why it's unsuitable for motor vehicles. It's hardly unsuitable for motor vehicles, is it? Anyway. Yeah, that's a nice touch, that. That gets a mark. Oh, big bird of prey. I don't know if you saw that. Lucky big, whatever it was. The app itself works. It's not dropped out at any point over the marsh where there might have been a poor signal, and it does rely on, obviously, a network, so it does use data, but it hasn't dropped out at all. It's been really reliable. When the app knows that there's a speed limit, it does pick that speed limit up, but as I say, it does give the overspeeding warning. It hasn't told me I'm in a 60, you know, a national. I know I'm in a national, but it hasn't told me that. So it's not spot on, but it's not bad. Long-term use, obviously, I can't tell you that because it's day one of me using it, but I will try it again on another route. But so far, I've got to say it's not bad. Would I buy it over Kalimoto? I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go back to Kalamoto and try and see if one of the other YouTube people has got a free code to, you know, get a month trial or something like that, and I'll give it another go. Because unfortunately there is no free version of Kalamoto anymore, at least not if you've used it before, would be my guess, and I have used it before. So basically saying you can't use it again. Now the only negative I would say for this, apart from the small minor ones that I might have already mentioned, which hopefully I have, is that you can't plot a round route. And that's what I used to love about Go Ride, the TomTom app, was that if you just wanted to go for a bimble, which is what I love doing, you could press, yeah, we're turning right here, you could press the round route button, select the distance you wanted to do in the general direction, press calculate, and it would give you a route. And you could look at the route on the map, and if you knew that route, you thought, oh, actually I fancy something a bit different, you just press recalculate, and you just kept doing that until it came up with something where you thought, I'm not sure I know that road, those roads, and you gave it a go. And that was bloody great. I love that app. And it was free. Oh, why did they? Well, maybe because it was free, and maybe they thought Kalamoto would take the market if they decided to charge for it. But yeah, gutted that doesn't work anymore. I'm sure it had its faults, and I'm sure maybe for longer trips it didn't work, but for my use, for little bimbles down the lanes on a round trip, it worked. So this doesn't have round route. That's a bit disappointing. Like I say earlier, if I get home and find out it has got a round route option, I'll mention it in the comments, which will be below. There's a YouTubey thing, yeah, below. Right, anyway, again, if you're one of the 500 odd subscribers, thank you very much. Absolutely thank you. It's yeah, it's something I never thought would happen, to be honest with you. And if you like this drivel, subscribe. If you don't like it, you don't have to. It's a free world, isn't it? We all like what we like. So if you're riding, stay safe. If you're not riding, watch these crap videos. And I will see you on the next episode of RSing About. I might be on something else, you never know. I might drag out something that shouldn't get wet in the winter. I might drag the RC out if it's a nice day, there's not salt on the roads. But we'll play that one by ear, no promises. Cheers all. Let's get around this corner first before I press the button, just in case. I'll catch you all soon, fella.